Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by the last outside the iconic and legendary Repton Boxing Club. Archie Sharp has just weighed in for, I was going to say Saturday nights, Friday nights, fight night from York Hall. Yeah, looking good. Archie, feeling good?
Yeah, I'm glad the weigh-in's done, so I'm excited. So now the scales are done, just roll on tomorrow. Looking forward to putting on a show on for everyone.
Roll on some food in a little bit.
Yeah, get some food straight in me as well. Starved.
I said to you, I haven't seen you in a while, so obviously nice to have a little catch up off camera, but I've definitely seen your face online a little bit the last couple of days. Shakur Stevenson, yourself, a lot to talk about. Just before we talk about the little bits that were said on Twitter and that sort of stuff, the performance, career best performance from Shakur in the biggest fight of his career as well. What did you make of his performance on Saturday against Jamel Herring?
Yeah, I think it was a good performance, very good performance. It's a shame that for me it looked like Jamel aged overnight, but now looking back, Frampton was at the end of his career. Jamel really is at the end of his career. So, and he was just a lot bigger than Frampton. So that's why he looked so good on his last outing. And then he's coming with a young, hungry fighter who's got, well, wants to show the world what he's about. Look at the difference. Do you know what I mean? He was seconds behind Jamel the whole fight. So Shakur did box very well, but I think it would have been the same outcome if myself was in the ring with Jamel that night.
Did you think we learned anything new about Shakur Stevenson that we didn't know before? Like I said, the biggest fight and the biggest test of his career, you would say on paper, but from seeing him in the ring and his skill set, do you think we learned anything new about what Shakur's about?
Not really, no. I'll tell you what we learned. It's the same as what I keep saying about myself, is when you've got to step up to the occasion is when it matters, and that's what he done. There was a lot of pressure on his shoulders for that fight, and it was his biggest fight of his career, and he arose to the occasion exactly the same what I'll do.
What do you make of his approach as well? Because obviously in the build-up, I know afterwards they sort of hugged it out and said that they love each other and whatnot. They had a bit of history, they knew each other. What did you make of sort of the approach that Shakur took? Because obviously from a fighter's perspective, sometimes perhaps do you need, even in a big fight, do you need a little bit of needle? Do you need to force a little bit of something on a fight, do you think?
Well, listen, some fighters are like that, and obviously he went the way that he did. But for myself, it's a business. I've been doing this game for so long now, do you know what I mean? I don't need to hate people to get in the ring, but listen, if he wants to go that way with myself, then we can go whatever way he wants to go. It's not a problem.
It seems like it's going some sort of way. I mean, it was only like, what, 48 hours, 72 hours or something after he'd stepped out of the ring against Jamel. And yeah, your name was in his mouth because of, I think, a news article from Boxing Scene or Boxing Insider, which from your perspective, after a performance like that from him, just even him bringing that up, that's good, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, of course, like I say, within 48 hours, he's already talking about me, he's posting about me, so there's obviously something there, and we're just waiting to see what happens. I've got a job to do tomorrow, and I'm blessed. I've got the best team MTK in the world, so if anyone can make that fight happen, it's going to be my team.
You feel like you need to do something a bit extra on Friday now? Look, we know it's all about the win. If you win, you'll march on and you and Shakur will likely meet at some point. But do you feel like you need to give a little bit extra perhaps?
Yeah, every fight I suppose I've got to give extra, but more so now because things are just rolling. I've got the momentum going now. This is what I've been asking for, is just keeping active, obviously after being out for a year with injuries and other things like that. So yeah, tomorrow I'm looking forward to putting on a really good show for everyone.
And I'm sure Shakur will be watching. Obviously, you both had a bit to say about each other's performances. He weren't impressed with one of your performances. You weren't impressed with Nakatila. Yeah, just, I don't know, talk to you about that little back. It was only about 3 or 4 tweets from the both of you, but it was just sort of saying that neither of you are too impressed with certain aspects, I suppose.
Well, listen, the thing is, I think he's so used to everyone trying to avoid him, and he thinks he's the man, and but I don't give a fuck for him, and that is the bottom line of it. I don't give a fuck for him, and I want that fight. It's just a matter of making it happen now. So, and I think that must be in his head, because he knows. Hang on a minute, because he's saying that Valdez is swerving him. He's saying all these people are swerving, but listen, I ain't. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll, make it happen.
When you've got a fighter that's as well known as Shakur is as well, are you surprised that there's people out there that he's claims these people are avoiding him? We can't, I ain't going to speak for Oscar Valdez, but are you surprised when there's a fight of that magnitude that there is people out there going, I don't really want to fight him? Like, for example, you said you jump in with him. Are you surprised that there's people? Because realistically, fighting Shakur Stevenson now is a massive fight, whoever it is.
Yeah, it's surprising really. And Oscar Valdez, be interesting, but I don't think he's massive super featherweight, Oscar Valdez, is he? And I think Shakur is coming through the weight now. He's starting to fill out. I'm a massive super featherweight myself, so listen, if I don't catch him at 130, believe me, I'll be catching him at 135 because once I go and get my first world title at 130, I'll probably be coming up and joining the big boys at that weight as well.
Well, like I said, it's likely looking like you're sort of on a warpath to me. I'm not going to ask you how it goes, 'cause if you ask Shakur, he'd said he beat the shit out of you. You ask him, you'll say you beat the shit out of him, so there's no point doing that. But in terms of realism, you get a win on Friday night. Next year, can you and Shakur happen? Potentially even possibly in this country, bring him over here?
Well, like I said, I've got the best team in the world, MTK, who can make it happen, so that's not a problem. And everyone knows I've been calling for it on, so put me on as long as it's an equal playing field, I'll go to America. It's not a problem, but I'll fight that man anywhere he wants to, as long as it's an equal playing field. And then I'm telling you now, I'll school Shakur. I'll be too clever for him. My IQ is too good, too smart, too clever for him, too sharp.
Just like the name. Just finally, if you've got a message, go look down the camera and give Shakur a message, because I'm going to say one thing, Archie. I know this is going to reach him. So have you got a message?
Of course it is. Shakur, you know you can't sleep without thinking about me. I'm coming for you very, very soon, my man.